Right. Hi, everybody. This is Doug Bench, the brain guy, and we are now live. And we will, of course, be recording this for those of you who can't be with us tonight. This is the orientation session for the Revolutionize Your Brain program. And what we're going to share with you tonight is how this is going to work and all the topics that we're going to cover, plus a few surprises at the end of that. Uh, in the Revolutionize Your Brain system. We're going to do it on Tuesday nights live. If you can't join us live, I'll always record it. I promise. I'm going to take this sticker down since I did remember to push record, and we'll send it to you probably the next day or the next evening so that you can have each session in your library. Each one will have their own separate link, and we'll go through it all. We're going to start not next Tuesday night, the 14th, but the Tuesday after that, which is the 21st of November. That'll be the first session, and we're going to cover uh, 16 revolutionary brain science discoveries and then 16 strategies that you can base on those discoveries or that you can use to take those discoveries to improve the performance of your brain, improve your productivity of your brain, reduce your risk of dementia and Alzheimer's, which is a big, big thing. I just was on a Zoom call this afternoon with somebody that's helping me in British Columbia, actually, and holy cow, her grandmother died from Alzheimer's. Her husband's grandmother died from Alzheimer's. Both of them only in their 60s. Wow. As you all know, I'm well past 60, uh, but we're going to hang in there with all of you. All right. Here's what we're going to do at the first session. We're going to cover the first four great brain research discoveries. The first one, of course, you've heard me talk about in class if you've been in my contractor classes, and that's neurogenesis. Your brain is plastic. Man, this was the biggest discovery of all, and it's got to be the one we start with so you know exactly what will help you improve your brain. Number two, thoughts are real things. The scientists have learned literally that thoughts can be seen, can be measured, uh, almost touched. So they are real, and it's vitally important you understand that. Number three discovery, it's a jungle in there. Do you know how many neurons are in your brain? About 100 billion. 100 billion. And you know, 100 billion. And you know what we're going to do in the next 8 to 10 weeks? We're going to try to help you increase that to about 1 trillion connections in your brain with the use of neuroplasticity and all these discoveries. The fourth, uh, I'm sure you've heard this a million times. Discovery number four, you got to use it or you're going to lose it. It's just like atrophy in your muscles, you know, in your hands and your forearms and your legs. Uh, a, Goodness, a year ago, the end of this month, I was in the hospital for a week with salmonella poisoning and rhabdomyolysis, which affects your muscles. And I was just in the hospital bed for 1 week, and I lost about 60%, according to the doctor, about 60% of the muscles in my lower legs in 1 week from lack of use. Well, we're going to not be talking about physical muscles, but we're going to be talking about brain neurons. And it's very similar. You got to lose it or use it because they can atrophy just like muscles. And we'll certainly go over that. Then in a second class or training session, we're going to talk about what I call the speed of life. How fast do impulses travel across your neurons? And this is amazing because it's different in your conscious brain and your subconscious brain. And we'll go through that with you. Your subconscious thoughts, which make up about 5/6 of your brain's thinking, can travel, are you ready for this? About 80 times faster than your conscious thoughts. That's astounding. And just think for a minute, if you can learn to control your non-conscious thoughts at 80 times faster than your conscious thoughts, extremely powerful. My wife of 25 years, uh, used to be a NASCAR fan, a big NASCAR fan, and don't know why, but her favorite driver was Kyle Petty, Richard Petty's son. And we met Kyle at an event he was holding uh, at the Volusia County Speedway. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to remember where it was. And I sat down with him because you know what? The speed of NASCAR cars exceeds the speed of our conscious neurons. I started thinking, if that's true, how did they keep from wrecking? If things happen on the track faster than their conscious brain can think or respond, man, they've got to learn how to drive with their non-conscious brain. And that's a powerful tool that we're going to share with you as well. Let's see. Hydration is required. That'll be in the second session. Man, if you've been with me in contractors class over the years, we've talked about how important hydration is and how quickly you can get dehydrated and how vitally important it is that you stay fully hydrated. We'll explain how that works in the brain and what you can do about it. Trust me, once we explain to you how it works in the brain, you're going to want to stay fully hydrated. By the way, I was reading just the other day, people over 60, 60% of people over 60 are chronically dehydrated. Wow. We'll share with you that discovery and what to do about it. Uh, Next one is neurons fired the most are relied on the most. Wow. So if you learn to fire certain neurons the most, your brain's going to rely on them the most. That's important. Oh man, the last one in that second session is called Emotions Are the Brain's Fertilizer. This is $1 million secret. What they've learned, and you could probably figure this out too, but I'll explain it from a brain science point of view. If something is very emotional, you remember it quite easily. Like if you're old like me, an old fart like me, you remember exactly where you were on November 22nd, 1963 at 12:37 p.m. And you all can remember, if you're old enough, what happened. And it's vivid in your memory. That's because that was very emotional. So if you can learn how to control emotions when you're learning something new or trying to be more productive, oh, is that powerful? We call it learning to trigger a thunderstorm. We'll cover it with you. Then the third session, meet Nancy. I love Nancy. Who the heck is Nancy? NC. NC. Nancy. NC stands for your non-conscious brain. 5, 6 year thinking is done at the non-conscious level. I call it your 500-pound gorilla. And remember, the thoughts that fire at your non-conscious level fire 80 times faster than your conscious thoughts. So if you can learn to control that 500-pound gorilla and learn how it works, how will you be more powerful in your thinking? I love Nancy. Nancy's my girlfriend. Don't tell my wife. She knows. Okay, let's see here. Oh, you've got ants in your head. ANTS, automatic negative thoughts. I'll leave this with you. If you know the answer to this, you can put it in the chat. Let me click on the chat so I can see if anybody enters anything in the chat. Uh, I don't even know if the chat is open. You know, I'm a computer caveman, but boy, I'm learning. Show chat previews. I don't know how to do that. Anyway, uh, ANTS, automatic negative thoughts. You know what percent of your thoughts are automatically negative? They've taken this inventory with many study. 80 plus percent of your thoughts are automatically negative. And we share with you how to stomp the ants so that you don't fire those automatic negative thoughts. Let's see. Next one is the enormous power of your RAS. RAS stands for Reticular Activating System. It is the brain's filter. It is phenomenal. It's controlled in your non-conscious brain, so it's very fast and very important. It has two major functions, and we'll go over them both. If you were in class with us this summer, we talked about the power of your reticular activating system, but it's enormous, almost too enormous. I'll explain that when we get to class. Uh, Next one is Nancy again. Nancy acts on your most dominant thoughts, your non-conscious brain, on whatever you're thinking about the most. Nancy will act upon that. Nancy is wonderful at taking directions and working automatically for you. That is powerful. And we'll show you how to make the good thoughts the dominant thoughts. And then Nancy can speak through your body is the next one. Whoa, is this powerful? You're going to learn some things about your ability to think and what you're thinking and what's important to you that you didn't even know. And we'll go through an exercise that'll show you that exactly. That's amazing. Next, intuition is real. Wow, is this powerful? I call it learning to trust the darkness. Your intuition is real and it's there. And you can rely on your intuition. And we'll go over how the scientists have discovered that and what they've discovered about intuition. This is extremely powerful. Uh, if we have any women listening, you guys plug up their ears right now. Plug the women's ears because women scientifically have better intuition than men. And it's an absolute scientific fact. There is something that connects oh gosh, I'm teaching already, but there's something that connects your left brain with your right brain. It's called the corpus callosum, where thoughts travel back and forth between your left and right brain. And women's corpus callosum is bigger than men's. So it's a better superhighway for neurons than men have in intuition. Don't tell the women. Okay. All right. Next, your brain can't store energy. Oh, this is important. Your brain cannot store energy, but 5, 6 of what your brain does is automated. Automatic control of your heart rate, your breathing, your reaction speeds, all these things that are done at the non-conscious level requires energy. And your brain can't store energy. So it's vitally important that you conserve energy for those things. And we'll talk about that. And then one last discovery that is extremely powerful. I love all of these, but this one is extremely powerful. Your amygdala, it's in control. Can you spell amygdala? Look it up if you want to. Google it. Amygdala. You have two amygdalae. They sit on the end of your hippocampus, which you have one of in each side of your brain. And man, it is pre-programmed to do a whole bunch of stuff. And some of it is totally out of your control. And we'll explain that to you. And we'll explain what you can do to control a lot of things your amygdala does. All right, those are the 16 discoveries. Now let's talk about the 16 strategies that you can apply based on those discoveries. And I'm not going to tell you much about these 16 strategies until we get to each session for those. And of course, since there's 16 discoveries and 16 strategies, we'll cover uh, about 4 in each class or each training session. All right, here we go. Here are the 16 strategies. Number 1, supersize your greeting. It is extremely powerful if you learn to supersize your greeting. Number 2, take your inventory. You've got to take an inventory of how your brain thinks so you can control it. Number 3, I've mentioned already, stomp the ants. Learn how to stomp the automatic negative thoughts. You got to learn how to do that. Number 4, talk back and tell Miggy to shut up. Miggy is my shorthand for your amygdala. You have 2 of them, and we will share with you a strategy how to tell them to shut up when they need to shut up. Number 5, have a mind for gold. That's GOALED, gold. How to set goals, how to make sure your goals are on your important list in your brain, how to make sure you can take steps towards your goal automatically and eliminate procrastination. Wow, that's going to be good. Number 6, turn on your VCR. VCR stands for Visualization Creates Reality. You've heard it before. What you think about comes about. Well, there's all kinds of phrases like that. I'll show you exactly how that works and how to turn on your VCR. Number 7, trigger a thunderstorm. I mentioned it early. We're going to show you how to create that emotional high so that what you learn, what you memorize, what you save in your brain will form connections that are stronger, longer lasting. There'll be more of them, and their firing threshold will be lowered, which means they'll be more easily remembered. Wow. Is that a big, powerful tool? Don't tell your competition about how you trigger a thunderstorm because you don't want your competition to know this secret, and it's a big one. All right, let's see. Number 8, pave your interstate highways. Make new roads of neurodes. Neurodes. A neurode is a group of neurons that fire together, a memory, a thought, something important. Those are called neurodes. Well, interstates are things you say to yourself. It's kind of like the word interstate highway. These are the things you say to yourself that create these neurode connections and how powerful they can be for you. It's amazing. I had a student, well, I'm going to save it. I'll tell you about that student who, when he came to class, he weighed 325 pounds. And 2 years later, he weighed 195 and he never dieted. He learned how to create new roads of neurodes by interstates. Oh, that's a big one. We'll get to that one. All right. Let's see. Number 9, refire patterns of past success. This is kind of like loading your gun, so to speak. This is how to load your brain to get ready for a new goal, something new you want to tackle, something you've never done before, basing it on patterns you used from past success. We'll show you how to do that. All based on brain science. You know me. Let's see. Create future memories. Creating a future memories. What? I can create a future memory? Yeah. And we will show you how to go to bed at night with your eyes shut, going through the future memory that you want and how to come about it, how to make it happen. Oh, I love that one. But you know what? You got a conscious brain and you got a non-conscious brain, Nancy. We'll call your conscious brain Connie. Connie for conscious, Nancy for non-conscious. And you know what? They're not always in sync. And remember, 5, 6 of your thinking is at the non-conscious level. And if 5, 6 of your thinking is at the non-conscious level, it's got to be in sync with what you want at the conscious level, or you're not going to get it. How many odds are against you? The 500-pound gorilla against a 100-pound weakling. We'll share that with you. How to synchronize Nancy and Connie. Number 12, managing your inner voice. We all have an inner voice. We talk to ourselves all the time. Sometimes at night I cannot go to sleep because my inner voice will not shut up. Well, sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's not. We'll go through that and show you how to manage. You can't stop your inner voice. Well, if you died, your inner voice would stop. You know that this. I love this stuff, you guys. The scientists have discovered. Are you ready for this? After your heart stops beating and you flatline, your brain is still thinking for about 7 minutes after. That gives me goosebumps. Manage your inner voice. Number 13, test your tools. There are ways you can test out these strategies. Try little snippets ways to see if they work. And we'll show you how we discovered that. You won't believe how we discovered. Well, I'll tell you how we discovered that. We were folding newspapers. My sons had an Orlando Sentinel paper route, and I helped them with it almost every night. And we were down by a railroad track folding newspapers. Trains would come by there all the time. And we would have a race to see who could get the most newspapers folded before the train completely went by. And we made a humongous discovery about testing your tools. All right, number 14. I got to confess, this is my favorite strategy of all. Get weird, W-E-I-R-D, to get wired. Get weird to get wired. Remember, we'll share with you the very first class. We'll talk to you about neurogenesis, neuroplasticity, brain plasticity. You can form new connections in your brain. And one of the ways to do that, do new things. Do things you've never done before. And I have a grandson, Cole. He's an adult now. Love him dearly. I got 9 grandkids, 8 boys and 1 girl. And when Cole was little, he came into my bathroom and I was brushing my teeth with the wrong hand. And he's my only grandson that's left-handed like me. And he was upset. I was brushing my teeth with the right hand. Grandpa, what are you doing? I'm brushing my teeth, Cole. I know, but you're using the wrong hand. You're left-handed like me. I know, Cole. I'm creating a neural reserve. What? Grandpa, you're weird. Yep. I love being called weird because the more weird you are, the more wired you are, the more new connections you're creating in your brain. Very, very powerful. Number 15, trust the darkness. This is all about intuition, you guys. Your intuition comes from the depths of Nancy, your non-conscious brain. Wouldn't it be great if you could learn to totally trust your intuition? We'll show you how. It's amazing. Caution, number 16. It's a good one. Plan the party. You guys, you got a plan for the success you're about to have after you complete this program. You got to plan for it. I mean, if you're a contractor, for example, and you're scaling up your business, you got to plan for that. If you're going to need more trucks, if you're going to need more employees, if you're going to need more tools, you got to plan for that. You got to plan for your success ahead of time, because if you don't, it won't work. You know, many times back in my lawyering days when we represented a lot of construction companies and a lot of corporations, the ones that didn't plan the party, didn't plan for their success, failed. So it's our final strategy and it's vitally important. You got to learn to plan the party. We'll go over that with you. All right, that's everything we're going to cover, comma. And of course, we'll have Q&A sessions as well. We'll schedule those. But I got some bonuses for you because you guys on this call or this Zoom uh, are the first group of people that signed up for my Revolutionize Your Brain course. So for you guys, I've got some bonuses. And we'll have, I think I got it scheduled for the week between Christmas and New Year's, but it'll all be recorded if you can't be there live. But we're going to go through 4 really huge bonuses besides everything we just told you we're going to cover. If you're a contractor, and most of you are, we've got 3 more programs for you that we're going to give you on a bonus night, or maybe 2 bonus nights. The first one is how to build your business and make it bulletproof. The right forms to use, the right strategies to use, to how to avoid legal mistakes that threaten your license, tax errors that can drain your profits, and the second extra course is tax breaks and trusts. We do talk a little bit about trust in class, but we're going to talk about it in more detail. And right now, I'll share this with you. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'll share this with you. We have word out to one of my favorite construction lawyers to provide me a list of the 10 most important documents that contractors can have to protect their business. And then I've got a really good friend that's a tax attorney, very good friend that's a tax attorney, and I've got an email out to him to see if he can give me 10 or 12 phenomenal things for you to know or learn uh, to protect your assets so IRS doesn't get them. And then another email went out to an estate planning attorney to share with you all about trusts. Trusts are extremely powerful and helpful. You want to put things into a trust, and we'll go over with you why. And then the third extra bonus course we have for you, if you're a contractor, is marketing. How to market your business. I've been in marketing since 1972 when I first became a lawyer. I was the first lawyer in the state of Ohio to advertise and to market, and it wasn't legal yet. And I did it on purpose and extremely successful. And we've been marketing ever since. Uh, I'm 80 years old, so technology has been a real challenge for me. But we'll share with you some ways that you can market your business and scale up your business. The young people call it scaling up your business. How to make more money is what I call it. And then one more bonus course for you: how to bankroll your brain power, how to train your brain to come up with and recognize money making ideas. And this is so powerful. We used to teach this in a seminar for contractors 20 some years ago called Marketing for Millions. Well, it wasn't 20 some years ago. It was in 2008 and 9 when the recession was clobbering everybody. We shared with contractors and their families ideas on how to make money on the side, not to get out of construction, but in addition to construction, because on the internet, the recession was only very shallow on the internet, not deep like in construction. So we'll share that with you, how to bankroll your brain power. And boy, I am learning, and I'll share it with you, all about Chat GPT. This is an extremely powerful new tool. If you come up with an idea, you want to find out about an idea for a side way to make money, you plug it into Chat GPT and we'll show you how. And Chat GPT, I've got, well, here, I don't know if you can see this. This is one book of pages. It's a whole ream of paper, over 500 pages that ChatGPT gave me when I plugged in one idea. Oh my. And we're going to share that with you. All right. That's about everything we're going to cover in the 8 to 10 weeks we're going to be together. Now, if any of you that are live on the call tonight have a question, you just go down to the bottom there where it says react and you raise your hand and I'll call on you. And then you got to turn off your mute on your microphone down there and ask the question. If you don't have any questions, we'll wrap this up a little bit early. Anybody got some questions? John, you joined us a little late. You'll get the recording of all this, of course. It'll come out tomorrow evening, probably. I'll send you the link for that. Okay. Do you have any
Great.
questions?
No, I sorry, I had a few minutes late. I was at a volleyball game for my granddaughter and ran a little late in traffic getting home.
Did she win?
Not tonight. They were
Oh,
really
shoot.
outmatched, but that's okay. They got a lesson.
That's important too.
That's
Lessons
it.
are really important, especially for the brain.
That's it.
Where's she play volleyball?
She plays volleyball. She plays club volleyball, but today it was school volleyball. She goes to Coral Springs Charter School,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
she's on
yeah,
the
yeah.
JV team. So she's just a
Wonderful.
sophomore. So
Gosh darn, it brings back memories for me. My youngest son was all state in volleyball at Dr. Phillips.
great,
They
great.
were undefeated his senior year. Oh man, but I was a troublemaker. I hope you're not a troublemaker. I would go sit in the student section, and if that referee schooled up, I'd say, "I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
That's it. Yep.
You
Uh,
don't
we're,
do that though, do you, John? You don't do that.
we try to watch what we say because the referees will they'll turn around and look at you and like, you need to be
I
quiet.
know, I
But
know. But
they're
see,
okay.
the students will applaud for you. It's okay.
That's it.
All
Yes,
right.
it's
Any other
great. I'm looking
questions?
forward to this. Nope, everything's good, and I'm looking forward to learning, some of this, just like the classes you teach for the contractors
All
for
right,
electricians.
great. Well,
Appreciate it.
I can't tell you how excited I am to share all of this information. Sometimes my mouth goes faster than my brain can get the information out. So just tell me to slow down if that happens.
Uh,
All right.
you do
Anybody
well.
else with it? Thanks, John. Anybody else with any questions? All right. Now we're going to start on the 14th. That's 2 weeks from tonight. I'm sorry, the 21st. Uh, I found out late that I got to go to North Carolina on the 14th, so I won't be able to do it that night. But we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sessions after that every Tuesday night, except the week of Thanksgiving. And of course, the week of Christmas, we won't do anything. And then the bonus session will be the week after Christmas. That might run 2.5 hours, that bonus session, because I've got a lot of material to cover with you in that session. All right, everybody, we sure appreciate you being here tonight. Uh, I will send out the link tomorrow. And of course, you can always reach me by email. I've got two emails, and I keep going back and forth. You contractors know me as Doug at floridahardhat.com. Uh, if you're not a contractor, Doug at brainapples.com. Apples is an acronym. If you learn how your brain works, your achievements, your productivity, your performance levels will be elevated significantly. Brain apples. Jack Canfield, the chicken soup for the soul guy, gave me that acronym, and I've been using it ever since, probably about 20 years now. All right, everybody, thank you for being with me. We'll stop this recording in a minute, and we'll talk to everybody 2 weeks from tonight. Have a great night and a great week. Thanks, everybody.
You too. Take care.